Hey guys, welcome to the Killing the Tea podcast. This is Gare,
And Kate.
and we are going to be discussing all things chills, thrills, and kills. Kate and I are going to be talking about our favorite books, TV shows, and movies that are in the thriller or crime fiction genre, as well as some reading habits and other items related to how we met on Bookstagram that will fit in with this podcast. So, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you have fun and get totally terrified.
Do you watch
Um,
any superhero things? Like, do you watch superhero movies?
um,
I got the vibe that you didn't. And then I realized I'd
I'm
never
trying to
asked.
think. So I
Do you
haven't
watch
gotten
Marvel?
no.
Okay.
But the only reason I haven't watched Marvel is
Mhm.
because like people say that it's like very intimidating to get into because you have to watch them in like certain orders and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So will tell you this, nothing in the world will stop me from watching a Batman movie.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, we love Batman too.
I loved the new one. I loved the new one.
Yeah, my brother and sister-in-law actually just watched it recently and they did not like it, but we kind of told
What?
them they would. We told them they wouldn't.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we were just talking about Batman this week. That's trippy.
You and Tyler?
Yeah, like his brother, my brother-in-law, his brother was texting us about it yesterday. That one.
Okay, that's really weird because when was it? Saturday?
Hmm.
I saw something like an ad. I don't know if it was like Instagram or something, but like it was an
Yeah.
ad for like I was like, I want to watch the new one again.
Yeah. Maybe we
I love a
should.
Batman movie.
Hmm. Who's your favorite though? Is that your favorite? Did you say that's your favorite Batman? Robert Pattinson?
You know, my favorite Batman is Michael Keaton, hands down.
That was what my sister-in-law said. I
Really?
think, yeah, I think the Dark Knight series, why can't I
Christian
think of
Bale?
it? Christian Bale.
Yeah,
I was just blanking completely. Yeah, Christian Bale's probably our favorite.
he's amazing. He's amazing.
Hmm.
But I grew up Michael Keaton, and I
Yeah.
think that has Michelle Pfeiffer is like
Hmm.
stunning and amazing and everything, but
Yeah.
in the second movie, like Batman Returns, when she's Catwoman and they're like
Hmm.
starting to realize it, there's like a line that like mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss can be
Ooh.
even deadlier if you mean it.
Some bad bitch shit.
Some bad bitch shit. And I love, you know, a little toxic
Oh,
romance.
of course. Did you see Tell Me Lies got renewed?
I was just gonna
We
say
almost said
that.
the same thing.
Yeah,
That's
well, I definitely need to
hilarious.
catch up now.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't
Definitely
seen the fit. You haven't finished it at all.
no, no.
Okay,
I
I'm
got
glad we covered that so I don't say anything to you.
I got into it. I mean, I'm into it. I love the book.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, I got into it. There's something in the show that's a lot different than the book that kind of
Hmm.
bothers me a little bit. So I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know if how like much farther I'll get into it, but then I kind of got
Hmm.
distracted with like other I'm a mood watcher, you
Yeah,
know,
you are.
like so the next time I think about rewatching Euphoria for like the 10th
Hmm.
time,
Yeah.
I'll probably
Yeah.
watch Tell Me Lies and like finish it.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But
I got distracted by Jackson White and couldn't watch anything else. So
oh
that's
my
what
God, he's
happened
so
to me.
sexy. He's so sexy. So, have you seen the movie Ambulance?
No.
So there's this movie called Ambulance.
Hmm.
Jake
I'm
Gyllenhaal's
gonna
in
add
it,
it.
and he is like this. It's like a heist thriller, so I think you'd like it. It's like
Oh
very
yeah, I
action
would love
packed.
that.
But they like try to use an ambulance to like get away from the cops during a bank robbery, but like they end up like shooting this cop, and
Hmm.
there's like an EMT played by Isaac Gonzalez, and she's like with them. It's
Hmm.
such a good movie, but Jackson White plays the cop,
Oh,
and
well
he's
then I'll
this
watch it.
really but you when you watch it, like so this
Uh-huh.
was my thing is a lot of people complained about him being cast in Tell Me Lies because they were like
Because he was
he
too
doesn't
hot.
he does not give off the vibe of this
Oh, okay.
character. Like in the book, the guy's kind of like almost he's very
He's like
arrogant, but he's kind of like They describe
because
him as
he's a
like
little
being
bit
like,
pudgy, right? Or something. Like he
yes,
wasn't fit. Like his confidence didn't match what he looked like.
yeah. And so people were like complaining, but like now that I watched the show, like he's perfect.
Yeah.
But in the movie Ambulance, like the cop that he plays, he's like very
Uh-huh.
like shy and meek and like the
Whoa.
like sweetheart boy next door. You're gonna friggin' die when you watch it. It's so good
Oh my
though.
gosh. Yeah,
So
I'm
good.
gonna have to watch that
Oh my God, it's
for
amazing.
sure.
It's amazing.
I
My
still think
man
he
Jake.
wasn't because he's not like super conventionally attractive. And I feel like it still had to be someone kind of attractive to pull off that show. So I'm
Yeah.
like, guys, come on. Did you really want to, did you really want it to be realistic?
Yeah. Yeah. I
I love
mean,
him though. And Grace Van Patten. I'm
I
obsessed
love
with him.
I love a dad bod. So I'm fine
You're
either
like,
way.
I don't agree.
I'm fine either way. I mean, he's gorgeous, and there's
I
something
love
about
him.
him that gives me bad boy Jacob Elordi vibes. So
Yeah.
I'm into
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
I'm
it was
into it.
so good. It's terrible. It's a terrible show, but it is great. They
I
do
was
terrible
hooked on the book.
things.
I was
Yeah,
hooked on the book. But yeah, I just that tangent.
I know. I know.
um,
Well,
I had a little bit of an icebreaker for
oh,
you
nice. That's what I was about to ask.
because I didn't know if you had come up with one, but you've been a busy girl
No.
today, just
Yeah.
doing the most
Turning,
magic.
turning. Oh, yeah. I did.
I showed
I
my
love it.
parents.
Yeah. Did they love it?
Obsessed. Obsessed.
Nice. Tyler liked it.
Obsessed. I'm obsessed. There, everything about it's perfect. I can't wait to share it. I
I
just
know.
am so happy
Me too.
with everything about it. There's so many details
Yeah.
that like I just want to like bow down to you and like I just want you to have like a Beyonce fan where your hair's like blowing in the wind and
Yes.
I'm
I
like
do have a fan
holding a
over
sign
there.
up that's just like you're the fucking best. I love
Yes.
you. Um
Oh, I
but
love that.
I I was thinking today, so I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out with my icebreaker.
Uh-huh.
There's a TikToker who I'm absolutely obsessed with. Her name is
Hmm.
Kiera Lewis.
Okay.
She does these hilarious and amazing videos of for book talk of like the books that she reads,
Hmm.
but they're like Colleen Hoover, Elle Kennedy, like the spicy romance kind of things.
Hmm.
And I was thinking because I literally love her videos so much, and I've read a few of the
Hmm.
books that she's talked about.
Yeah.
But my icebreaker was, has there been any genres or have there been any books that you've read that you wouldn't normally have picked up, but you were kind of influenced by either book talk or bookstagram?
Yes, the book I read last week. So I had not until last week read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is a piece of audio from it that has been going all around TikTok because people like love to do like montages of Taylor Swift to it. And so
Ooh.
I kept hearing the audio over and over again and it sounded amazing. And it was something like when the book came out, it didn't seem like it was enough of a thriller. And so like at the time, because that was 2017, I think is what it said. So, oh, and I'm frozen. I'm just having a great night. I was like,
I was kind of laughing too because like Bruce is like making himself the ultimate cozy space in the background too,
yes.
like pushing the blankets around and just like I am gonna lounge.
Hmm.
Our
Yeah,
live
that is his
audience,
couch. That is like basically it's basically a
look how
beanie bag
cozy.
couch for
Hi,
him.
Bruce. Oh my
Yeah,
God, you are the most precious.
I know. That's kind of where he chills all
Um,
day. And like I work out in here, so I worked out here this morning and he just sat on the couch and watched me work out right in front of him.
now that we've had the Batman conversation and I know why
Uh-huh.
Bruce is named Bruce, I just picture
Yes.
his inner like voice sounding like Michael Keaton.
Yeah, and so he's definitely more that one because we kind of made a joke that like we thought he was gonna be a Bruce Wayne and he's a little bit more of a Bruce Banner. Like he is a derpy, kind of dorky boy. And then like sometimes like, if he sees a squirrel, he loses his mind and like
Oh
hulks out,
yeah.
but like he's
I
not Batman.
love him.
I know. So yeah, he always does that. They love to like they do that on the couch downstairs. They do it everywhere. But I had not read Evelyn Hugo. And so, oh, and you have it right there. Dude, I
Like
loved
on
it.
my
I immediately, after like the third time I saw it on TikTok, I DM'd you and I was like, have you read this? And you're like, duh, was basically your answer. And
uh,
you said I would like burn through it. And you were so right. I read it and
I
like
love when you tell me I'm right.
kind of like, oh yeah, you're right. And I keep doing it.
um
I think I read it in like 30 hours, like a 30-hour time span.
yeah,
Oh, so
so
good.
good.
And I was still doing shit. That was what blew my mind
Yeah.
was like I those were work days and I still was like the second I had any time, I was burning through chapters, like drying my hair and reading the book.
I loved how you said it wasn't really marketed as a thriller, but it had like kind of like the pacing of a thriller.
Yes.
Um, but that makes me think that you might be into Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good to know. I
Um,
didn't know that one was
that's
kind
how I
of
feel about her books. You
Okay,
know,
cool.
like I feel like the pacing is like very fast and I don't want to put them down, even though they're
Nice.
not necessarily a thriller.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love how I was like, oh my God, yes. Like, of course I've read Evelyn Hugo, but like I literally did not read that book until this past spring.
Oh, really? Nice.
Like it
So
was
I
like
wasn't
April or
totally
May.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not like a big historical person, and I like
Right.
knew with the timeline,
Was
I was
old
like,
Hollywood.
yeah, I don't know if I can get into this, but like it really didn't, it felt like old Hollywood, but it wasn't
You came back into the
so,
present a lot.
yeah, but it also like dealt so much with like relationships and like it was very
Yes.
character driven to the point that like the historical element like needed to be there because you go through
Yes.
every like part of her life.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it didn't really, I didn't like bog it down for me, which I was very impressed by.
I
Because I'm a
cried
little,
so much in that book. I
I could
haven't
see why
I
people
haven't
cry.
wept like that in a while from a book.
I don't
Handmaid's
know.
Tale and that got me recently.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't think a book's ever made me cry. Has it?
Never. I thought you told me for some reason, only because I listened to the episode, I thought you told me all good people here did, maybe. But
I think it
maybe
made
that
me
wasn't
depressed.
it.
I think it made like sometimes I get like teary eyed, like I get
Okay,
like
that's what you mean. Yeah.
misty, but I don't think like I've ever like sobbed.
Yeah, I was sobbing at the end of Evelyn Hugo. I was struggling.
A Density of Souls by Christopher Rice would be the
I
closest
know.
thing. Would be
I
the
know.
closest thing.
And I downloaded that one. And then I saw that I had A Silent Woman still from Minka Kent. And you had told me to read that when I like could just pick it up whenever. So I was like, okay, that's going to be a good book for like the beginning of the week where I'm always busier, like Sunday to Tuesday. So I started that one. And then I'm going to read A Density of Souls next when I can like dive into it in the later part of the week.
I think you'll really, really like it. It's
Yeah.
very like I don't want to say it's like similar to Evelyn Hugo because it's a completely different book, but it's very character
Mhm.
driven and it's
Yeah.
very fast paced and his writing is
I
beautiful.
love him. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. Um,
I'm so excited. There's
I
so
might
many of
pick
his
up a
books to read.
romance.
Yeah.
Kiera Lewis
Like,
on TikTok.
yeah.
I actually went through her entire TikTok
I
account
love
and made a
that.
list of every single book that she's read that she like freaks out over because her
Uh-huh.
reactions are so funny, but also like she gets me super pumped to like read these books.
Yeah.
Um, so I might pick up a romance. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe some
When did
hockey
you
romance.
did you yeah. Oh, I'm frozen again. When did you finish a book? Like how long have you been in limbo? Just today?
No, I read, what did I read?
I don't know. I feel like I
What did I
hadn't
read?
talked to you about it
I
yet.
when I was off for those 4 days, I did some work for She Reads, but I also like flew
Oh
through
yeah.
some books.
Mm-hmm.
What have I read recently that I really liked was I read Run on Red by Noel W. Ely or Illy.
Yeah, that looked good.
That was really good. It was definitely like an action-packed thriller, but the ending was
Okay.
fucking nuts. And I was like,
Oh,
it was one of my favorite tropes in a thriller, but it's not a serial
mhm.
killer. So
It's one of the others.
yeah, it was one of my favorite tropes in a thriller that I don't think is often discussed enough, and is
Yeah.
also like a really believable way for some horrible things to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. I read a book called One of Those Faces by L. Grawl, um,
Mm-hmm.
which is about a young artist who's an insomniac, and she starts to find that I think she lives in Chicago. I could be wrong though, but I believe
Mm-hmm.
she lives in Chicago, and there's a serial killer who is murdering women, and they all look like identical to her.
Shit.
That was really good.
That
Um,
sounds amazing.
yeah, and
That's
then I
reminding me of
read
what I read.
Hidden in Snow by Vivica Sten. It's a new Nordic noir,
Oh, nice.
and it's about a cop who kind of gets in trouble. This isn't like I don't know if this is a spoiler because it doesn't really like it has nothing to do with the plot, but basically this woman
Mm-hmm.
is like a cop, but she deals with like domestic violence a lot and crimes against
Okay.
women.
Yeah.
Um, but one of her colleagues beats his wife so badly that she dies. And she's the only
Oh,
person that won't like cover for him. So her boss is like, you need to find somewhere else to work. So
whoa.
she like kind of takes off to this small town where her sister has this like lodge to like clear her mind and figure out her next move. And when she's
Mm-hmm.
there, a young teenage girl goes missing, and she kind of finds herself being drawn into the investigation.
Whoa. That sounds good
So
too. You read a lot of
good.
good ones.
So good. Um right now I
Did you
have like
ever read The Lookalike? That when you were talking about one of those faces, it was reminding me that was
Jesus.
it was another plot where like just looking like someone made you scared by Erica Spindler. And I
I did
remember
read it.
really enjoying it. Let's see,
I did read
I
it.
read it in 2020, so I read it 2 years ago, but I remember really liking it.
I did read it and I really enjoyed it, but I don't remember a lot about it.
I don't remember all I remembered was like, oh, I read a book like that.
Yeah. The vibe of one of those faces reminds me
Mhm.
of Watcher, the movie, um, and the movie In the
Nice.
Cut with Meg Ryan.
Okay.
It's kind of like artsy, um, gritty, kind of that vibe, but I really
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
I love
Um,
it.
and
And I
that's a
love the cover
bonus
so much.
little recommendation of a movie because In the Cut but with Meg Ryan in it is really good, and it's a movie that I would have never expected her to be in.
Yeah, I remember
Mark
seeing it, but it was
Ruffalo's in
like
it
a
too.
very long time ago. That's what I was thinking too. Maybe I need to rewatch that.
Mark Ruffalo.
The man who, oh no, he looks great too, but it's Paul Rudd is the man who never ages, is what I was about to
Oh my
say.
God, I know, right?
Like doesn't age at all.
It's that clueless generation, I'm telling you.
I know. I just keep turning green. I should probably just accept it. I'm like trying
I
to like
wonder what
move
it
around, like
is.
maybe the color balance will. I feel like Zoom is trying to correct it. I don't know. It's all the pink probably because green would be the opposite color. There we go. I talked it out. Whoa,
There.
it completely went away. I feel magical right now.
Magical. That's so weird. Um,
That is funny. Whoa, there's a
yeah,
giveaway for one of those faces right now for a free Kindle copy.
enter.
I am
I
entering it.
I think it's gonna be Kindle Unlimited if it's not all. Well, it comes out on the first, so we'll find out. And
Okay.
you're back to green.
I know I'm back to the Hulk. I don't know. I can't remember what I did, but we'll just roll with it.
I think it looks
Sometimes you're
cute.
green.
Yeah. Maybe it's my green sweater.
That's probably it's probably shining all the way from New York to here
As it
onto my
should.
face.
As it
Yeah,
should. I'm
I
looking a
know.
little pink, maybe. I don't know.
You look full of life.
I friggin' exhausted.
I am too. I was
Oh
laying
my
in
God.
bed until I needed to come in here because I was just like, I just need to lay down for a second.
I have a wild story for you off air.
Ooh, well, you can tell me now, or you can tell me at the end.
I'll tell you at the
Okay, cool. You're like, I don't even want it
end.
kind of recorded.
I don't, yeah. Hello.
I don't blame you.
um, yeah, yeah. So Kira Lewis, amazing TikToker, in the
Yeah.
cut, great movie. What else? What else is on our you're just
Well,
fucking amazing with Canva.
oh yes. I was thinking about it too. I've been doing like graphic design for like 7 years now. So
I was gonna say you have the experience of like somebody who's been doing it since they were in diapers. So
yeah. Ugh,
I'm
that's a whole story. Yeah, I definitely like it was one of my favorite projects in college was when we like built out a marketing campaign and I loved it. And then my mom was like, "How are you going to make money with that?" And I was like, "You're right, I shouldn't do it." And here I am. I'll cut that part out, but I had to tell the rest of the story.
well now I'm gonna be the one that's like chase after whatever fucking dream you want, and I'm gonna have your back
Exactly.
100%.
Yes, like I designed in PowerPoint. Like I was using PowerPoint, but like designing this ad, and I was like, "This is so fun." But yeah,
Um,
fun. Canva's great for anyone who's needing to
I
design stuff.
speaking of happy things in your life that I think are
Hmm.
fantastic for you,
Hmm.
if you have any idea how hard I laughed the other day when you texted me and said that Tyler wanted to know if I got any Black Friday deals,
I know.
because I was like, man, like I have not even met Tyler and he already knows that I have a shopping problem. And like, I couldn't tell if he was talking about clothes or books or
Just
whatever the
book
case, but like, I
topic
died.
idea for us. I was like, I don't know if we have a topic. And he was like, did Gare get any book deals for Black Friday?
I was actually talking to this like with my parents because we were all like complaining about how hard it is to shop for one another this year for
Oh, yeah.
Christmas. And my mom was like, our problem is like all of us just buy ourselves whatever we want throughout the
I
year
love it.
and like could give two shits. So like
Hmm.
now it's like struggling because like even my mom bought me like some things from like Express that I wanted, like,
Hmm.
but like my dad's like, I don't know what to buy you. And I was like, I don't know, I don't know what to buy me either. So good luck.
We're kind of the same though. Like we don't really like, we're not a couple that like gets each other huge presents
Yeah,
for Christmas. And like, we also don't decorate for any holiday. So
I do like to decorate.
yeah, Tyler would like for someone else to decorate. And I'm just kind of like, "Mm,
Oh my God. Am I flying to Indiana?
yeah, there we go. We'll buy your plane ticket and you could go decorate our house.
Could you imagine?
You can
Tyler
go
would
to
come home.
IKEA with us.
He would come home and be like, I immediately regret this decision because it looks like a fucking like Muppet movie blew up in our house.
Tyler would like Muppet movie vibes though, because like I like all dark colors and grays and whatever. And he's like, we need color in this house. So he'd be happy to have
Oh
someone
my
on his side
God.
on that one.
Shit.
One
You know
day.
what you should do is you should compromise
Uh-huh.
and get a fake Christmas tree that you put up every year, but put
Uh-huh.
ornaments related to like your hobbies and interests on the tree.
Right.
So you have a little bit of dark, but like also a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, my eyes are so dry. I am blasting heat everywhere. I don't know what it is this year. I don't know, like I don't know
Oh,
if 35 is officially the year that I like turn into like an old grandpa, but like I'm like, oh my God, it's so
it would be
cold.
nice to be cold though. I would prefer cold over sweating all the time.
I
I
definitely
was just,
do, but it's like
mhm.
this year, it's like I can't get warm.
Yeah. I was telling Tyler that
Oh,
since so we banked a lot of episodes before we published the episodes.
yeah.
So then I've been editing through them. And so we started recording in like August. And as time passes, like my hair keeps getting prettier and prettier. And it's because I'm not sweating throughout the day. So like the colder it gets and the more often I'm wearing long sleeves, the more my hair is like looking good.
I love the TikToks that I see of like I can tell it was like a very early episode because I'm wearing like just like a t-shirt instead of like a sweatshirt or a
Yes.
sweater or something.
Yep.
And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, cracking
I
up.
know. Yeah.
Like
There's
when I
it
was like
feels like
nervous that
so
my air
long ago.
conditioner would make noise.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally have a noise machine on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even it keeps Bruce
But
from barking all the time.
winter is
Yeah.
here.
Winter's here.
Winter's here. And you
I'm
know
gonna
what
have to dive
happens?
into Nordic noirs. That was what we
Oh
talked
my
about in the episode
God.
that just aired. You were like, in December, you have to do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's in a couple days. So I'm gonna
It's
have to
just
load
gonna be
up on
so
those. I
well, I
think the
mean,
Sandman is what I need to read first.
yep. Yep. But Tyler, well, I think you'd be fine with the Sandman
Uh-huh.
on your own, but
Hmm.
Tyler needs to be home for Stalker.
That's what yeah, you've said that. So well, he's probably not traveling in December, so
There was something,
maybe.
what else did I tell you the other day that I was like, don't read this until Tyler's home?
What was it?
I don't know. It was
I can't
something.
remember now.
It was
Damn it.
like a threat. Like I was like, please don't do it to yourself.
It'll come to us like in the middle of the episode.
Yeah. Or at midnight tonight.
Or one of the two. Or at
Um,
4:30. Harley woke me up at 4:30 this morning.
oh my God, I slept like an angel last
Oh,
night.
that's good. Did you
But
daydream yourself to sleep?
um, no, I did not for once,
Mhm.
even though I told you, but I'll tell you why later. Um,
Oh,
usually I
nice.
do, but I also did not like I probably didn't fall asleep until like 1 o'clock.
Oh,
I
nice.
just like couldn't settle. And then like once I did and I like passed out, like I slept through the entire night and I was just like
Hmm.
donezo. And then my
Yeah.
alarm went off this morning and I was like, no, never.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
happens to me in the winter. I never want to get out of bed. In the summer,
I
I'm
could,
fine.
dude, I could stay in bed. I love bed. I shared a meme about how much I love bed.
I just like, I don't know what it is, man.
Dude,
But winter's
I am all over the place, but there's this podcast called Giggly Squad, and it has these two girls on it that are best friends, and they're just really funny and
like
talk
us,
shit about, yes, and talk shit about celebrities and stuff is kind of their thing. They're hilarious. I love them together, but they were talking about because like they started the podcast during the pandemic. And so when you know how like everyone was going live on like Instagram and Facebook more often.
right?
So like they were like, we're all like they were stuck in New York, like in a tiny apartment, and they're like, why don't we just start going live? And they basically like built an audience that then was like, why don't you do this as a podcast? So then they started the podcast and they didn't think that it would, they were basically saying, we didn't think it was ever going to be this big. She was like, we just realized like it was kind of like we got to schedule a play date with each other every week and just talk. And we turned it into a podcast. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is such a perfect way to describe it.
That's exactly how I feel.
They remind me of us kind of often, actually.
I just can't even describe to you. Like, I had a to-do list today. I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
obviously work. I had a load of laundry I needed to do. I had an article I needed to finish. I had a picture I needed to take for it. I wanted to go to Subway.
Mhm.
I got shit done today, and it felt
Yeah.
so good because, like, when the time came around for us to record, I was like
Mhm.
on top of the world,
Ready.
even though my
Yeah.
day job was very annoying today.
Oof. Mine was too. And it was the same. I think this is the second week in a row where we've said that. Like, I've been able to get through it because I'm like, just get it all done and then you can have fun tonight.
But December is when I'm going to be diving into a lot of upcoming things for January.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm very
Dot, dot,
excited for
dot.
some things coming out in 2023.
Yes.
And I don't know if you are
Like
too.
books by chance?
Yeah,
Books.
thrillers,
Yeah.
especially for me.
Mhm. Yeah, me too. There are a lot coming out in 2023 that I'm excited about.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not green, so I'm really happy now.
This is an exclusive, but one of my articles for She Reads that I was working on
Mhm.
was upcoming 2023 thrillers. And
Mm-hmm.
usually it's like a list of like 8 or 10 that I'll give them.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to like email my boss and be like, I have like 20 to 25. Is that okay?
I would think so.
And she's like, I can't believe you found that many that are coming out. And I was like, oh no, there's more. I narrowed it down to
Yeah, because
25.
that when you said even just keep it at March, I had so many that I'm excited for in May and July, and I was like, holy shit, like I have a lot saved into 2023 right now.
I keep a list on my phone of like all the advanced copies that I get.
Yeah.
And like between, I think it's like, I just started getting stuff for like spring, but I
Mm-hmm.
think like between like January and like April, it's like gotta be 20.
That is a lot. And there will be more announced. That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Uh-huh.
good year of reading.
Yeah. And there's one book. There's
Is
one
there one
book.
that you're sure we're gonna both say? Because I
Yep.
have one that I'm sure we're gonna both say.
Yep, there's definitely one. I'm sure we're both and I didn't have a backup either. I have like a five, and I'm not doing this thing too where I have like a five and then like honorable mentions. Like I
I
legit
know.
have five.
I just
So
stopped myself when I got to five. I was like, just don't.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna kick things off with the one that I thought we would have in common.
Mm-hmm.
Um, The Kind Worth Saving by Peter Swanson.
I did have that one too.
You did? Yes.
Yes.
It was the
Yes.
first one I picked, and I was like,
Yes.
we're gonna just have this. And I'm not being rude. Anybody who sees this, I just what I did was I took and I did brief synopsis of each one on my phone because I don't
Uh-huh.
remember what all of them are about. But
Yeah.
um yeah, so The Kind Worth Saving is the follow-up to The Kind Worth Killing, and it comes out in March.
Mm-hmm.
And there is the return of private investigator Henry Kimball. A woman comes into his office asking him to investigate her husband. Um, but he knew her in a previous life as a high school English teacher, when he was at the center of a tragedy. So now she needs his help proving that her husband is cheating, but what should be a simple case of infidelity becomes much more complicated when Henry
Ooh.
Kimball finds two bodies in a suburban home with a for sale sign out front. And then he enlists the help of the one and only Lily Kintner.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
I know.
I can't wait.
I'm
I
so
cannot
excited
wait.
that it's so close.
I want to reread Her Every Fear. Is that the one?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so.
Because I listened to the episode the other day,
Yes,
of you saying that was like one of the ones that really scared you.
it did. The
There's something,
ending.
yeah. Oh my God, I want to reread that.
I know. I could definitely reread his because I am gonna need to reread The Kind Worth Killing.
Let's reread The Kind Worth Killing together and do like
Yeah,
an
let's
episode
do
about
it.
it.
Yeah, because we've already even talked about how that was like both of our favorite books that like got us into. Oh my god, I can't focus
That's the
or say the word
that's the
reread.
buddy read shimmy.
Yeah, we should we should make it a TikTok trend
Oh
somehow.
my God, could you imagine?
Yeah, that would be
Um,
amazing. But yeah,
yeah,
I'm. When do you want to read it? Do you want to read it in like February? Or no, you'll probably get an arc, I would bet.
I hope
We'll figure
so.
it out.
I would be depressed if I didn't.
I know. I don't we'll see. I've
William
never
Morrow, if you're listening, like I will be depressed if I that's what I was gonna say. We could plan it like depending. I'm assuming you'll request it on NetGalley.
Yeah, I think I already did.
Okay. And then I'll probably do the same or buy a finished Canadian copy because I think it's gonna be out in
Hmm.
paperback in Canada. And I hate
Nice.
hardcovers.
I do
Um,
too.
but yeah, that's gonna be so good. That's gonna be so
I'm so
good.
excited for that one.
There was something else I was gonna tell you today that I wanted to reread, and I can't think of what it was. And I don't know. I don't know. something I wanted to reread or revisit, or maybe like a backlist book that I wanted to read, and I just have no idea what I was talking about. And I was
I
gonna
don't
tell
know.
you, and then like I went to message you, and I think you'd message me, and we went off on like 700 tangents today, and I was
Yeah,
like,
we do that. We do that.
so intense.
Yeah,
So yeah,
the it
that's
might have been
awesome.
about more than you'll ever know. I wanted to say earlier when I talked about Evelyn Hugo,
Oh
the
my God, it
people.
was.
Oh, it is. Well, that's so
Yes.
cool. Nice. So yeah, if you loved Seven Lives of Evelyn Hugo, I really think anyone who loves that would love More Than You'll Ever Know. And it actually has like a murder that you're solving the whole time. So it's a little bit more of a thriller, but it's another book that's like not really a thriller, and it's like a lot about the characters. And it's just so good.
Mm.
And like a non-traditional female lead that's like they both have that same theme. Like she just was not going to live by the way society told her to.
Good for her.
Yeah,
We love that.
I loved that book a lot. It was one of my faves for 2022.
That was the one that I was thinking of telling you that I needed to read. That I wanted
Yeah,
to like, I
you'll
guess you can
definitely
say,
enjoy it.
I guess you can say it's a backlist
Yeah,
because it's already out, but
yeah. I think it was like early summer, something
I
like
think
that.
I think I have it right here. Because I think it's like a chunker.
I think so. I do think I remember it being closer to 400 pages. It was one where
Whatever.
like I dropped Tyler off at the airport at like 4 in the morning, and I came back home and read until like noon and finished it
Oh my God.
because I loved it
Right
so
here.
much. I just could not stop reading it.
There she
Yes, I
is.
love the cover too. I think the cover
Yeah,
is beautiful.
it is. It's a little over four. Well, the arc that I have is 425 pages.
Okay. Yeah, it's another thing where you're following a long period of her life, like Evelyn Hugo as well.
Cool. Sold.
Yeah. Yep. You'll like it. When you're in the mood for that, you'll like it.
Hmm.
Always got to give the caveat. But another one, whatever, one that I'm excited for in 2023 is also Just the Nicest Couple, which I think you've already gotten to read or you have
No, I
it.
haven't.
Why
I
do I
have
keep
it.
thinking you have them?
I have it, but I
Okay.
haven't
Oh,
read
oh, have it.
it.
Okay, have
But it was on my list.
it. Okay, good. So we had that one in common. There really were multiple. I'm
So we
realizing
had
that I've
two. We had two in common out of five.
yeah, so far.
That's amazing.
And we might have some more in common. I think we might. We'll see. So I'm really excited for that one. I love anything. Mary Kubica. Do you know? I've heard people say it differently.
I think it's Kubica, but
Kubica.
I'm always wrong. So maybe it is Kubica. Mary Kay.
Okay. Anyway, Mary Kubica. I need to re-say
Mary
it.
Kay.
Mary Kay is one of our other main authors because, like, that we talked about Peter Swanson and Mary, like
She's
the first
amazing.
time we started talking about which books like brought us since Bookstagram or whatever. Not
Yeah.
Bookstagram, just reading more as adults.
That was the one, her first, the good girl. Is that what it's
Mhm.
called?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That was the book that I posted on my personal Instagram that people were like, "Oh my God, I love that book. Like your recommendations are amazing." And that's like kind of what kicked me off on Bookstagram. I'm probably gonna like I'll probably pass out if we have any more in common because I think my other three are very niche.
Okay. I don't one of mine is yeah, I think there's one that I've left that you might have. There's only
Oh,
one.
there's one left I have that I could see you having as well.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want to tell people what Just the Nicest Couple is about, or would you like me to?
Oh yeah, that's what we need to do. You should sell them. Because you have a book
Okay.
there.
Yeah. So a man named Jake Hayes is missing. His wife Nina thinks he's blowing off steam at a friend's house after they had a heated argument the night before. Then the days start to go by ever so slowly, and he's nowhere to be found. Now, Lily Scott, who is Nina's best friend and coworker, thinks she might have been the last person to see Jake before he went missing. And she confesses everything that she witnessed to her husband Christian, and the two decide that nobody can find out what happened leading up to Jake's disappearance, especially his wife Nina. But Nina's out there looking for her husband, and she will not stop until the truth is revealed.
I'm just
So
excited. I feel like I haven't read one of her books in a really long time.
I feel like I devour everything as like as quickly as possible. I would
Yeah.
have read this. I would have read Just the Nicest Couple already, but I have 10 days off
Mm,
for Christmas, and
that's
I'm
amazing.
trying to curate like the ultimate TBR that like I'm just gonna like lounge, stare at my Christmas tree, giggle with my family.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
I'm excited for the Christmas Thursday too, like the Thursday before Christmas when I like see my friends.
Oh yeah.
My like
Like,
my one weekly outing. Um,
right.
the bar that we go to for our weekly meetup and hang out
Hmm.
is I love the way that they decorate in the Christmas
Oh, that's
time.
cool.
So maybe this Thursday it'll be decorated and I'll get a snap a pic for you.
Yeah, I got my nails done today and they were playing Christmas music the whole time, and I was not a fan.
You're the Grinch.
I am like, I almost posted a story in the car to be like, I just had to listen to over an hour of Christmas music getting my nails done. This is too soon. And as you were talking, I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't post that.
I just would have been like, I don't know. I guess I'm like very surprised, but I'm also kind of like, wow, we finally found one thing we don't have in
We
common.
did. I am not festive in general.
But we
I'm
are
good
with
at,
Halloween.
no, I don't decorate for Halloween. I,
I'm moving to Indiana.
you should. We
You have
need
a
you.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah, we do. It's like 18 minutes away, much closer.
You have a Barnes and Noble,
Yeah, multiple.
Starbucks, Chipotle.
Lots of Starbucks, lots of Chipotle.
Okay, game.
Yeah, we have all of those within like 20 minutes of us.
Yeah,
And we got a
but
big, comfy couch.
I'd be. I know. I would just be at your house hanging out all the time.
It's so, yeah, it's amazing. I love it. For the people that love comfiness, they all are like, I love this vibe. My masseuse friend I was telling you, she's like seen pictures of it because I'll like send her stuff with my dogs too. She was like, you have created a nest for yourself. I was like,
I
thank
love
you.
that. I love
Thank
that.
you for saying that.
The way my living room is set up, instead of having a couch, I
Hmm.
have like a love seat.
Hmm.
But I just want something that's like a little bit more, like a little bit larger, not like in the sense of
Hmm.
being more plush. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah. Like overstuffed a little bit.
I finally found the perfect love seat. It was gray. It had like the console in the middle. Like it
Hmm.
was perfect, and they were sold out of it. And they didn't know if they were going to get more in. And they, so my
A
furniture hunting adventure is
travesty.
still a
It's
bunch of bullshit.
ridiculous.
Bunch of bullshit.
Ridiculous.
Um, okay,
So
so do you
we're good
want
at the
me
shows.
to go with the third one that I think we might possibly have in common
You might as well.
and see? Okay. Um,
Mhm.
so my third one that I'm looking forward to is It's One of Us by JT Ellison.
Yep, that's it.
That is
That's literally
fucking
the one I thought we might also have in common.
that's fucking nuts. That's
I
nuts.
know.
The
Yeah.
three.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea how many books are coming out between January and March that are on
Like
my
a
list?
lot.
A fucking ton.
Yeah.
A ton. And we did not really discuss like what was it? Maybe it was
It
later
was like
this
a few
afternoon.
hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So like we
Like
were like, hey,
six
do you want
hours
to do
ago.
this?
Yeah.
January to March. And I picked my
Hmm.
five and you
Yeah.
picked your five.
Yep.
That's insane.
That's wild. That's 60. We're at 60% the same right now.
Yeah,
I feel like for sure the other one I have, or one of the ones I have, you won't have.
I don't think you'll have two of the other ones I have.
That it'll be
Um,
so cool because I bet we're both right.
I'm trying to look like my list between, yeah, the list of books that I had to choose from, I would say was 30
Yeah, I just
between
stopped
the beginning
myself.
of between the beginning of January and the end of March. I went through and picked out five books that seemed slightly different than one another.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't picking the same shit.
Me too.
But they were also ones that I was like really, really, really excited for. Like these are on my list of books that I want to read on my Christmas vacation. Um, except for the Peter Swanson because I don't have an arc yet. And
Yeah.
hopefully they send me one. So if you
So
are
you have
listening,
one of us. You have that arc.
um,
Is that what you said?
I do. I do have
Nice.
It's One of Us.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
They actually
I
sent me
love
that
that
before the
cover.
cover was finalized. So my arc is just it's a book. It's an arc.
Oh, yep.
It's a paperback, but it's white and it just says It's One of
Mm-hmm.
Us by JT Allison on it.
Oh, wow. I love the
Um,
cover.
I can't wait. It sounds so good. Olivia Bender, who I'm going to say is based off Olivia Benson from SVU, because that's what I read in my
Mm,
mind.
yeah.
Um, she is a home interior designer, but she and her husband want to be parents, and fertility treatments and IVF keep failing them. Then one day, the police deliver shocking news to Olivia and her husband, Park. DNA results show that the prime suspect in a murder investigation is Park's son. Um, Olivia's initial reaction is like, this can't be true. This has got to be a mistake. Almost, I'm assuming, like laughing it off.
Oh my
But
God.
they don't have any children. So many years ago, Park had donated his sperm to a clinic, and he has no idea how many times it was sold or how many children he actually could have out there from these donations. So as the murder investigation goes deeper, more terrible truths come to light, and with every revelation, Olivia must face the unthinkable that the man she married has fathered a killer.
Whew. Like unique. I just feel like that's such a unique synopsis, basically.
There have been a lot of things. I don't want to, I don't know how to say this because I don't want to insult anybody. And I don't mean this in like a negative light, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like ever since the whole thing came about of them using DNA and ancestry.com and all of those things to
Mm-hmm.
kind of get the leeway to find the Golden State Killer's identity, I've
Yeah.
noticed a trend in thrillers where they're using these DNA
Mm,
kits
that's a
as
good
a
point.
plot point, and everyone is so unique and so different.
That's
I've
cool.
read one where this girl was adopted, found out she's like related to like this serial killer. I've read a couple others that like went in like different directions, and then
Oh,
this one
nice.
kind of goes, and I like that it's going from the aspect of
Like the
the
spouse.
spouse and also the sperm donator.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because usually it's people
Yeah.
who are like, I don't know who my biological parents are.
Mm-hmm.
So I do this kit and then I find out my dad is a serial killer, and this kind of flips it, and it's like my son that I did not even know was out there could possibly
Right.
be a murderer.
Right. It's trippy to think about.
And it's JT Ellison. I mean,
And it's JT Ellison. That was why I was like, I bet we'll both have this one too.
yeah, I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her. I can't wait for you to dive into the Taylor Jackson
I
series.
know we were just talking about it in one of the episodes again that came out, and I was like, I need to start that still. But I'm making my way through
I love
stuff.
it. She's a fucking powerhouse.
I know.
She was my first Instagram live.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And she was
That's
like the
cool.
sweetest because I was like, how are you such a genius? Like, your books are amazing. Like, you never let
Uh-huh.
me down. You're fucking brilliant.
They are
And
great.
She's like, "How are you so good at casting every character I've ever written?" She's like, "You're the genius." And I was like,
Nice.
"Oh my God, I'm gonna fall off my chair."
Oh, I love
She's,
that.
she's amazing. She is amazing. I love her so much.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed part one of this episode. If you did, make sure that you come back on Thursday for part two. And don't forget to stay up to date with everything that we're reading and talking about on our Instagrams at Gare Indeed Reads and at the girl with the book on the couch. Links are also in the show notes, so make sure you follow.